How you doing? This is Shawn with Shawn's Outdoor Adventures. I'm actually in the middle of a hunt right now in the middle of the forest, but the animals are hiding. And so I was sitting here thinking about some video footage I have from in the past. Back in 2003, I was in a job that I was, not real excited about, and I started to think about things I always wanted to do. One of which was I wanted to try acting, like be on a TV show or in a movie or something like that. So I started to look around on the internet for opportunities to do something like that. Now I live in the middle of Pennsylvania and there wasn't anything that I could find. The closest thing I could find was actually a stand-up comedy routine for 10 minutes in New York City. So I put my name in and I got, an opportunity to do it. So I'm going to show you the video footage of me doing a 10-minute comedy routine slot in New York City. I'll also say that I blur out the background a little bit because I don't want to get in any copyright issues by, the comedy club's name was behind me, so I blur it out. Also, the person that introduces me, I blur his face out because I don't have any idea who he is. But anyway, here's a little footage of me doing a stand-up comedy routine, and I should also preface this by saying I'm in my 40s. I'm a little bit older than a lot of people realize. And so when I was growing up, we had a black and white TV with a dial that you had to turn to change the channel. So I'm talking a little bit about that in this routine. And I'm mentioning that because some of you who are viewing have no idea that there used to be televisions that did not have remotes. And you actually had to get up and walk across the room to turn the channel. Wait, I'm sorry, there's one other thing. I need to warn you. Although I don't use any foul language, there's some humor used in this little routine that may not be appropriate for every viewer. Honestly, I talk about poop. And so if you can't handle that, make sure you turn it off now. But there's a reason I'm airing this on my outdoor hunting channel, and it's because most outdoorsmen and women can relate to what I'm about to tell you. We're going to New York. I'm going to do stand-up comedy. I'm very nervous, very
sorry,
afraid.
I don't know how to zoom. I need to just move back a little bit. Okay, go ahead.
That's all. That's good.
Right.
We're ready to go. We're going to get
Game
in
on.
the car.
And so it begins.
Alright, we're going to keep this show going on. The next gentleman is the reason why Philadelphia is here today. They want to see this gentleman. Please give it up for Shawn McVay.
I'm taller than everybody, I think, here.
Okay. So, my name is Shawn. I grew up just about an hour north of Philadelphia, actually, the country. And went home to visit the fam for Christmas. And it's nice when you visit the family because, all those old stories come up. My favorite one was, I was 4 years old, my brother was 6, and we were watching the old black and white television with the dial. Remember those? The channel? And it was the time of the morning when all the cartoons were ending and we were still looking for them, so we...
Try you again. Okay.
And then it happened. Then we found a commercial for King's Waterbed. The guy's like, enjoy the luxury of the ocean in your own bedroom. We're like, now neither of us had ever seen or heard of a waterbed before, but we immediately knew what we had to do. We're like, waterbed! Within about 2 seconds, we had devised a plan. We were in the bathroom with our trash cans with the tub on full blast, running into my room, dumping them on my bed. Because when you're 4 years old and you have water and you have a bed, then you can have a water bed. So we're like, after about 65 gallons, we went to check if it was ready yet. And it didn't have the wave effect. So we're like, it's not ready yet. Now, after we got to a point where, I don't even know, maybe 1 billion gallons was on the bed, we're like, let's try it out. Waterbed! We're jumping on the waterbed soaked. Now, my mom is downstairs underneath in the kitchen on the sewing machine, feeding us stuff through. And water begins to drip on her head because it went through the mattress, through the floor, through the ceiling, and she's sitting there like, oh, what the? So she comes up, and we're like, ah! She comes in, what are you doing? So that's my favorite story growing up. Glad I could share that with you. All right. And then I was thinking, what else would I like to share with you guys tonight? And I was thinking, anybody have like a most embarrassing moment?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like one of those moments where somebody catches you doing something that you wish no one had ever seen you do. Well, growing up in the country, you know, I did a lot of bow hunting and stuff growing up. So I got myself in my truck one time, and I drove up this dirt road up to the top of a mountain, and I got this thing on I went way back in the woods, and I got way up in the tree, and when I got there, I had what I would call an intestinal rumble. It wasn't the stomach, it was the intestines down here, and it went, and you could feel stuff moving. And I knew this was an emergency. So I went checking my pockets, and I was like, now I broke the first rule that every outdoorsman learns. Always bring your toilet paper. Because when you go into nature, you never know when nature's going to call. So there I am, and I had to think quick. I knew I had some napkins in the truck. So I get down as fast as I can. Now, I need to walk fast, but the problem was I couldn't take long steps squeezing my butt, you know, so I'm like, oh man, and this quickly became one of the most intense prayer experiences of my life. I was like, oh God, please help me, God, oh God, oh, and then it kept rumbling. So I thought I was going to make it. I thought I was going to get there. You know, I could see the truck. I'm like, all right. And then they decided to play peekaboo. We're ready to come out now. Now the guy in the front was patient. It was the guys behind him that were like, come on, we gotta come on. And I was like, oh. So at this point, my stride was about like this, because I'm like squeezing. Oh my God, man. Man, it was bad. So I was like, I am not making it to the car. I see this blown down tree, and I just start ripping off layers of clothes. I'm like, oh God, oh my God. I get to the tree, I go boom, boom. As soon as I get there, it's flying out like 600 miles an hour, like boom, 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 boom. I'm laughing, I'm crying, I'm like, oh, thank you God, boom, 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 boom. Oh, man. There's a guy standing on the road watching me. Oh. So that was the most embarrassing moment of my life. Thank you.
Give another hand for Shawn folks. Yes.
Well, thanks for tuning into this episode. And another thing you may not know is that was a tough crowd. I had a hard time staying focused because there was a guy off to the side who was talking the whole time. And in fact, the comedian that ran the show walked off stage in the middle of his performance because he said the crowd was so disrespectful, he had never experienced that before, and he just walked off stage. And the manager did come up to me as soon as I walked off the stage and asked me to come back. But it was such a far drive that I was like, I can't. It was sort of like a one-time thing. But in the future, hopefully if I get some time, I'll make some more silly videos and I'll just put them in a playlist. If you go to my YouTube channel and look on my playlist, I'm going to have a playlist for like silly stuff. So hopefully I'll get some time to do some more fun videos. Till then, take care and God bless.